Hi. Oh, just looking at my hair, it grows in such strange directions. Right, I'm going to talk to you about some books and some things that I've liked on the TV so far. I'm going to start talking about my book first. Sorry, but I love it so much. It's a real dream come true for me because I started writing in about 2014, just before I had my third spinal operation, and it was just such a good focus for me, helping me cope with my pain and just getting my mind off my illness and keeping me I needed a dream, and so becoming a published author for me has really kept me going. But enough about my book. This book, The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, great cover, loved it, loved the name, but it was so disappointing. Very flat characters, very disjointed. I mean, it did have quite good reviews, and obviously reading is very subjective. You know, one person can love a book and one person can hate a book. There's never any right or wrong about it. C.L. Taylor's The Treatment. I'm a huge fan of C.L. Taylor. I've read all her adult books. I was very disappointed. I guess my expectations were high because she's such a strong adult writer, and I felt that I just didn't connect with the character. And I think it's difficult for an adult woman to speak in the voice of a teen. I think that's one of the things that I feel I can do well. I don't have a great imagination, so I can't think of other worlds or imagine myself to be in space. I think people that do that, say the Harry Potter books and fantasy books, you know, I really commend them because I don't have that ability. I mean, I'm never going to be able to write in that genre. But I write books that I would love to read. I love romance, I love thrillers, I love a dark man with secrets, and he walks that line of you don't know whether he's good or bad, but you want him to make the right decision at specific times in the book. And it's funny, but it's that character, for example, Damon in Vampire Diaries, that my daughter and I were having this huge discussion on about. There's nothing like a bad boy, but you need to have that feeling that he is going to come good. And that's how I came up with one of my characters, Henry Whittle. Henry Whittle is an assassin, and he kills somebody, he assumes their identity, and he then finds that he is actually the uncle of a 17-year-old who comes to live in his house. And so it's a case of a stolen identity and a girl who's struggling at school, struggling with bullying, and she finds herself with an uncle that she is quite scared of, and we all know that he isn't her uncle, and we don't know what is he going to do, and that's my second novel. Can I get the voice of a teenager? Well, it's funny, but the years that resonate with me the most are my teenage years. I think you feel things so much more deeply. I mean, when I think of how my friend Abigail and I used to be hysterical on the trains coming and going to school, I mean, we laughed at everything, and it was that real laugh that has your eyes streaming, your nose is running, your gut aches, and it's not very often that I laugh like that now. I think it's just like this magic that teens have, that they can do that. And that's really great, but the flip side of that is that teenagers look at themselves in the mirror and they're only able to concentrate on don't like about themselves, and not always what they love about themselves. And I guess that's one of the messages that I do try to get over in my books is that embrace being different. I mean, I don't mean go out and be something you're not because you think that being quirky is cooler. I think being cool is being you, because, you know, everybody is unique. I know that there isn't anybody like me out there. There's prettier women, there's slimmer women, there's funnier women, there's women that are far better at conversation than I am. I mean, I'm a staller when I have conversations. Suddenly everything goes blank, and I don't know what to say, and I don't know how to generate the next sentence. But I have always had this thing where I don't judge myself, and I don't compare myself to other people. I've got a mole, my lips are thin, my nose is too big, you know, and it's worse now because I've got 2 stars in the front of my neck and a scar at the back of my neck. And I do feel a bit like Frankenstein's bride, but it's okay, because when I look at myself, I feel like me, and I quite like me. What do I want for young people? Well, it's funny, I don't know any of you, but I do worry about you, because it worries me that you're just being so harsh on yourself when you look in that mirror. And it's New Year's Eve tonight, and I'm indoors. I've been indoors since the 22nd of January because I'm so immobile, and I suffer from so much pain that even getting in a car, the impact of that on my spine sets off severe pain that, you know, painkillers don't curb. And so I'm not going out tonight, I'm not dancing, I'm not having a good few, you know, glasses of Prosecco. I can't really drink because of my medication. I'm so boring. But then I lose myself in my books, and I find excitement being with my characters and walking in their footsteps. And I don't know if I'm doing it well, because I've only had 3 reviews. I've sold about 40 books, which isn't a lot, but I thought if ever I could just sell 1 book to someone that doesn't know me, and they're in their house and they're reading the words that I've written, then that is a huge achievement. And, you know, I'm very happy with that. But I want to sell my book. I want to sell my book because I desperately need ink cartridges. They're so expensive, and I'm on a budget like most people. And yeah, I'm not going to say anything more about my book, because otherwise it would be a hard sell. What have I watched on television lately? I've watched the 2nd season of The Sinner, binge watched that in a day, absolutely loved it, fantastic acting. The premise was just as good as the first time round. I've watched 2 episodes of You, which is again a stalker obsession flavour, which is, you know, that's what my Random Attachment is based on. You know, a teen who spots a gorgeous boy on a train and feels that fate has brought them together, and because she's feeling so crap about her life, she starts imagining a life with Flynn, and so she then starts to go out of her way to meet him, which, you know, is a bit weird, but we've all done weird things when we feel bad about ourselves. So I don't think we should judge Mia for being, you know, a little bit of a stalker. You need to read the book and see how that works out for her. But I am going veganary. I have followed a vegan diet on and off for quite a long time. Because of my condition, I've put on, I am 2 stone heavier now than I was a year ago. I've always been lucky that I've always had a high metabolism. I was a power walker, I was in the gym, swimming every day. My life has changed dramatically, and that is why I write, because I can't work and I can't do any of the things that I used to love to do. And I love reading, I love watching TV, so I'm putting those things together and I'm trying to create good young adult novels. And what I think is such a good thing, I've been doing it for a while, is these are chia seeds, and these ones are from Aldi. You can get them, you know, don't go to anywhere expensive like Holland and Barrett. Just go to Aldi, and they are a superfood because they're kind of like magic. You sprinkle them on your food, and when they get into your tummy, they expand. So you have this feeling of being fuller, and you don't have that hungry feeling. And that's great for me because otherwise I'd be dipping into the biscuit jar and looking for cakes and nice sweet things. But chia seeds sprinkled over my porridge in the morning and my lunch help me not to, you know, eat constantly through the day. So what else do I want to talk about? Black Spot, it's I think it's on Amazon. It's a series. Again, it's about a missing girl. It's French subtitles, but that shouldn't put you off, especially if you're learning French at school. It actually could be very helpful. But they're very easy to follow, the subtitles, and it's just such a good, gritty, edgy, supernatural, atmospheric thriller. Saw such a good romance. I mean, no, it's terrible really. It only got 2 stars, but I loved it because it's just so silly. Barefoot, and I think that's on Amazon. And it's just, she's such an innocent character that it's nice. I don't always want everything to be dark and sinister. I do like silly people when they fall in love. What else do I want to say? I think that's everything. I think I just want everyone to have a brilliant, safe New Year's Eve. You know, have your wits about you because there is danger absolutely everywhere now. Don't spoil your New Year's Eve by looking at yourself in the mirror and thinking you look too fat in this, you look too thin in that. Just go out there and dance your socks off, and don't worry about, you know, is your hair sticking to your face? You know, what's your makeup like? I'd love to go out and dance and do a little bit of Latin, shake my hips like Shakira, but, you know, it's not going to happen for me. And you need to go out there and have a great New Year's Eve for me, please. And if you're somebody, I'm not saying there's absolutely nothing wrong in wanting to look good and having nice clothes, and I'm not judging anyone who spends their money on clothes. I think you should just do what makes you happy and just be gentle on yourself, and just don't take shit from people either, because don't let anybody make you feel bad about yourself. Usually it's their insecurities that will have them looking at you and making judgments. And then think about, are you someone who might be a bit harsh on others like that? And maybe not be so judgy in 2019. But what's 2019 bringing for me? Hopefully it's going to bring the rebirth of Henry Whittle onto the Amazon bookshelf. It's all done. I'm just editing it now. I'm going to at some stage try and get some, if I do have any fans, I mean laugh fans, but I actually, now that my book is published, I do feel like a proper writer. Before, you know, even I was writing, it just didn't feel that real. But now that I've actually self-published, I feel, yes, I am a writer. I can do this. I need to get my second book out there. I think The Rebirth of Henry Whittle is actually so much better than Random Attachment. And I've got a third book in the pipeline. It's kind of half written. It's a supernatural thriller that's based in the seaside in Ireland. And I'll be working on that in 2019. I'll tell you how my veganism is going. I hope I'm not going to fall off the wagon, that I'm going to be really good at it. I'm going to try and, you know, help you with little tips. And that's it for today. Happy New Year. Bye, everybody.